Hi guys. Okay, now we're going to make a beaded scissor fob. So we're going to learn the basics of beading. And so for this part you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some beading wire. I like to use the plain white, or you could use black, or I like to use is the beaded the thread, the one that's more like thread versus the plastic, or like the fishing line kind. That's hard to knot, and I don't like to use the regular wire because it doesn't sway nicely. So we're making this scissor fob, and the reason I like to use the thread is because it moves. The wire tends to be a little stiff, so that when you're using the scissors, it again makes it a little too heavy and gets in your way. You'll need like the beading wire and a beading needle, or just a very long thin needle. Sometimes you can use the very tiny milliner's needles. Those work really nice. You also need to have some assorted beads and some assorted little beads, big beads. If you have charms, you can use the charms. You need to have what they call a crimp cover. I think it's called a crimp cover. I don't know the name of this, but what it is it's a little bead cover that is shaped. It's shaped like a bead that splits in half with a little hook on the end, and that way you can thread your wire through the little hole at the end. So I'm going to take about maybe 2 feet of thread and bead it. The first thing I'm going to do is put in the thread cap with the needle facing out, and I'm going to start at the top. So the first thing I'm going to put in there are the beads that I want to show at the very top. So I have some assorted beads here. I'll turn this camera a little bit so you can see them and get them out of the way. Okay, and I'm probably going to start with a small bead. And I think for this I'll go ahead and alternate a small bead, a large bead, maybe another little small one. What you can do is put a paper clip on the other end, or a clothespin on the other end, to keep the other end of the beads from falling out, which you don't want to happen. And I'm just taking these sort of random. Little tiny red one, and I think I'll use a medium purple one, and just string the beads however you like them to look. Take a bigger one. I don't want to put a lot of really big heavy beads on here because it makes the scissor fob too heavy and makes it hard to use the scissor. And I think I'll put another purple. That's the same bead. I'll use a different kind. This one. This is a good way to use up all of your old leftover beads from other projects, because, what do you do with like the odd bead that's left? Not much. So I like to use these beads up. Okay, now I think that's long enough. So now I'm ready to put the charm at the bottom. So first I'm going to attach the charm to a small jump ring. Not jump ring, just a little small silver ring. To open the ring, it has a little slot. You need to use 2 sets of pliers. So I'm going to grab one side where it is cut, and I'm going to take the other plier and I'm going to open it up sideways. I'm not going to try and open it up from here to here crosswise, because you can never really get that closed well. So I just simply take the other set of pliers and just give it a little push. And see, now it has opened up this ring, and I can attach it to this little angel charm. And then to close it, I don't know if you can see right here that it is open. I'm just going to take the pliers and push it closed across the cut. And actually it's fairly close. It's really close now. It's closed tight. And you haven't distorted the ring. And then I'm going to feed the charm. Oh, put one more. I'm going to put the last one bead you put on is a small bead. Okay, then I'm going to put the ring to the charm in there. Now I'm going to push these beads to the back towards the other end, and I'm going to leave about 3 inches at the end. And I need to undo this thread a little bit. Now I'm going to hold on to this, and I'm going to feed those beads back through this little hole, all the way back up. Going all the way back up through the chain. Just take a little bit. And now you can start to tighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to, see I got too much thread down here, so I'm just going to tighten this a little bit. There. And then take this and go up. Because you're going through each bead twice. So I'm going to make a simple overhead knot when I get, and I'm putting it all the way through that clip finding. And I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to do a double knot. I'm going to take a seed bead, which is a very small bead, and I'm going to put it in the bead, into the needle again. I'm going to tie it in a simple square knot. Okay, I'm going to, just to be safe, I'm going to run this needle back through, loop it around that bead again. Because I don't want this thing, this is where it is weakest, where it's most likely to break off, so I don't want that to fall off. And I'm going to tie a square knot. However, the last knot I'm going to make, I'm going to tie the square knot, but I'm going to loop the end through 2 times. That way it will not come out. And tie it. Clip it close to the end. If you feel you need a little extra security, add a little bit of super glue or beading glue to the end. There, I glued the end over here, and now I'm going to close the little bead. And like this. And now that's closed. So next I'm going to attach the lanyard piece to it. And where did they go? Right here. This is ready to attach this to the lanyard. And this time I'm going to use a rather large ring. And again, I'm going to open it up. Just push straight till you have an opening. Yeah, big enough. And what I forgot to do, oh, that one was closed already, is I'm going to close this ring. Sometimes they come open, and this one's open for some reason. The other one wasn't. And thread this big hoop through here. Close it. And attach it to the lanyard. And it's done. It's ready to attach to your favorite pair of scissors. There. See, all done. And it's got a little cute little angel at the end. Okay. See you in a bit.